good.
Okay, perfect. Well, welcome everybody to the team call and this beautiful Thursday evening. Um, Very exciting news as far as announcements go. The Eat Clean um, 7-day tracker for a free group where actually people would be buying just a sample of Shakeology is up for people to, test out and just look over. And that will be coming very soon as far as being launched in October. So get ready for that to help other people learn how to eat healthy because we all know nutrition is everything when it comes to getting like phenomenal results that you want and feeling great and energized. So tonight we are going to be talking with Miss Amanda. She's an incredible person, phenomenal leader. She has earned Success Club, which if you don't know what Success Club is and you're new to the call, it's basically helping at least 3 or more people every single month achieve their health goals, or maybe she's having people join her team and they're achieving some business goals, financial goals. So she really works hard in striving to help as many people as possible. And she is a leader because she has 2 diamonds or 2 leaders on her team that she's helping lift up and grow. And tonight she's going to share her story and talk about different seasons of coaching and how to embrace that. So thank you, Amanda. Welcome to the call and the team. I'm really excited to hear from you.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. This is it's fun to guest speak on someone else's call, just to see other coaches and to be able to share my story with you. So when Kristen asked me to speak, I was like, what do I want to talk about? I wasn't sure what I wanted to share because I could share a lot of things. I am the techie, so I could share a whole bunch of techie stuff. So if you ever need tech help, you can always reach out to me. You don't know how to do something. But I decided that I wanted to kind of share basically my life story and how I've gone through seasons of up, down, and up and down. And then through this business, it continues. And that's so normal. That's normal, guys, to be going through season. So if you are in a rock star season right now, kudos to you because I feel like nobody is. So good for you. I feel like right now is a season for everybody where it's a little bit of a struggle. So I'll get into that. But I want to literally go back to my childhood. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. Oh, I didn't even say my full name. I'm Amanda Huber. I currently live in Denver, Colorado, and I will get to that part of the story in the end. But I grew up in a south suburb of Chicago called Oak Forest. So if you're from the Chicagoland area, maybe you know where Oak Forest is. I grew up with a pretty normal childhood. My parents are still married about 45 years later. I have a little sister who just turned 36, yes, Tuesday. I'm 38, almost 39, single with no kids. That's a big part of this whole story. But childhood was normal. I had a mom who was a teacher, dad who, for the most part, worked in the construction industry until he was diagnosed with cancer when I was a freshman in high school. And then he kind of struggled through getting jobs again, but eventually landed a job that helped him to retirement. And my parents are now in their 70s. Well, my mom just turned 70, so she probably wouldn't want me to say that she's in her 70s yet. But dad is 76, and they are retired, travel like crazy, take care of my 2 beautiful nieces a lot because they live a block from my sister. But life as a child was pretty, what I would say, normal. And I was expected to do well, which I did. I was terrified of getting in trouble. My mom was very judgmental, and she knows that to this day. And I share with her all the time how that has shaped me in good and bad ways as an adult. So it's okay if she ends up hearing this. But my mom and my grandmother growing up were very critical and judgmental about other people's looks and weight, as well as mine and my sister's looks and weight. From a very young age, I can remember that. So that's a big part of this story, and my full transformation probably stems back to that, to remembering those feelings of just kind of not good. Like you want people to like you, you don't want people to be constantly critical of you and judgmental of you. My mom, unfortunately, still to this day, I have to tell her, Mother, please stop talking about that person. Please stop saying this or that. And she doesn't ever mean it. It was never ill-willed by any means. My mother is the nicest person in the whole entire world, and she would do anything for anybody, but she just wants the best out of everybody. And so when she sees somebody that she thinks in her mind is not their best, she wants them to be their best. And so she thinks that she can help and fix it by saying things that maybe she shouldn't say. Unfortunately, you'll hear throughout my story that kind of triggered some unhealthy ways throughout my life. On top of that, I grew up to go through this regular path of you go to high school, you go away to college, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, you live this beautiful life. I don't live that normal life. So moving on from that. So just know that I did follow that path for a while. So in 1999, or actually in 1996, when I graduated high school, I went away to college. I went to be a teacher, just like my mom, because I loved kids. I thought she had a great job. I loved going to school with her. She was a kindergarten teacher. I loved going to school with her. I loved helping kids. I loved babysitting. I wanted to be a teacher. That's all I ever wanted in my life. So went away to college, gained the freshman 15-20, met my now ex-husband summer after freshman year of college, and he was super into working out and health. He somehow got into it at some point throughout us. Oh, I know why, because he was in the police academy and he had to. And so I kind of followed his path with that. Unfortunately, following his path led me into an unhealthy, anorexic, not only with eating, but with exercise. So by 1999, which was my junior year of college, I was probably eating maybe 500 calories a day, and I was working out. I would not leave the gym until I burned 1,000 calories. Like I literally would get on any machine and I would watch that number where it tells you how many calories you've burned, which how the heck does it even know? Because it doesn't. Now I know that. But then I wouldn't leave the gym until I burned 1,000 calories. At the end of my junior year, mid-junior year, I found out that they had changed the education requirements I went to Eastern Illinois University, and because I didn't do so well my freshman year of college, that was going to put me away at Eastern for another year, and I did not want that. My path was to finish in 4 years, get married to my ex-husband, Mike, and start our family, and that wasn't going to work if I stayed there. I feel like I left after that year. So I left after 1999. I moved home with my parents, and I finished my degree. I went straight back to school. I didn't leave school. I went to Governor State University. It still took 2 more years to finish. But I was home with my ex now. And that just was the path, the season that I was in, right? So fast forward 2001, I start teaching. I'm still actually back up to 1999. I can remember that New Year's. I had gone down to ISU. I had just turned, I have a late birthday for my age. So I turned 21 like after everybody in my school, basically. So I turned 21 in November of 1999. And that December, I remember being probably a size like 0. I'm 5'7" and super skinny. Literally all I had eaten that day was like 2 bananas. And I went out for New Year's with my best friend, and let's just say it wasn't a pretty thing. And it is all because I had zero food in me, because I had to look skinny, right? So anyway, I just share these things because people see me now and they think I'm so strong and I can go through all these things, but you never know. Like, and you guys we've all been through these seasons, these ups, these downs, these crazy things, and you just never know someone's story. And so it's just, sometimes it's cleansing to just share that with all of you. So fast forward to 2001, I start teaching. I get my dream job of teaching 7th grade math. I loved it. I got engaged that next year. It might have been that. No, I think it was 2002. I got engaged. I got to a healthier weight. I will say that. I still probably struggled with food, but I definitely was in a healthier place from that. And 2003, so here's an up. 2003, get married. I'm in really good shape. I feel like I didn't look sickly on my wedding day. I looked pretty healthy. Definitely was thin, that bride you want to look like. But then after that, it got, you get married, you get comfortable. This happens to a lot of people. It's not going to happen to Kristen. No, she knows better. She's been through life. But by 2004, we were separated, and I definitely started gaining a little bit of weight then, definitely in a depression, drinking more, going out more. He was not living with me, so we separated in September. We got married in June of 03, got separated in June of 04. So here's a down. Here's a down season. And by January of 05, we were officially getting a divorce. And I was moving in with my parents for a couple months, moving to my own condo, and then decided that it was really smart to live a life like you're like 21 years old, because I never got to live that because I was with him since I was 18. So now I'm thinking I have to go out every weekend, every night till 4 a.m., make some bad choices about men. And although I own my own place, I had a great job, I never processed the divorce, which was probably a horrible thing. I just thought I'm better off, which is what, if you get to know me, that's me. Like, everything happens for a reason. It's okay. And sometimes that bites me in the ass. Excuse my language. But so 2006 through 2009, let's just say, made lots of bad choices with alcohol, with men. I'm a lover and I'm a healer, and I attract guys that like need that. And so 2 boyfriends both basically moved in after like 2 weekends because they lived at home. So I'm just going to take care of it. And unfortunately, those were horrible relationships that led me to gaining about 60 pounds. So by 2009, I'm over 200 pounds in an uber unhealthy relationship. That is just, I'm literally settling because I don't think I can do any better, because I'm a size 16, I'm 200 pounds, I feel disgusting, I hate myself, I'm eating pizza every night, have a horrible relationship with my mother. So back up to that, because remember all of her criticalness. Well, just imagine it at 200 pounds, not like a normal size in when you're growing up. I was never an overweight kid. So it was like, not why did it even matter then? But now I'm over 200 pounds and extremely unhealthy, not taking care of myself. So I don't blame her for wanting to help me. But when your mother is trying to help you and not knowing exactly the right things to say, it just makes it worse. And so 2009, unfortunately, and I'm going to hopefully not cry, my little baby sister, who is my absolute best friend, who is now a coach and leader on my team, was diagnosed with cancer. So I was devastated, and I couldn't even imagine like why this was happening to her. Like, why? She's 27 years old. How is she why? Like, I just didn't understand. My dad had already fought cancer, which I never really processed because I was a freshman year of high school. I honestly don't think I really understood. My mother covers things up, not in a bad way, but she has the same attitude as me, is like, everything's going to be great. Everything's going to happen. Everything happens for a reason. Dad's going to be fine. So I never really thought that it was like a horrible thing. But then throughout the years after my dad was diagnosed, all 4 of my grandparents passed away of cancer. So then my sister in 2009 is diagnosed, and I'm like, what the, like, I'm terrified for my own health, and I'm like so sad and can't even understand why this is happening to her. Thankfully, again, she's the strongest person in the whole wide world, and she pulled through, and she had Hodgkin's lymphoma. My dad had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They both are in remission, thank the Lord, and are continuously, getting better and better. And sorry, let me look at my notes. So when my sister was diagnosed, I literally had a wake-up call, and I don't remember consciously saying, Sheila has cancer, I need to get healthy, or I need to lose weight. But that was the exact time that I finally did do something about it. I also had been on a vacation with that horrible ex-boyfriend in St. Martin, and looking at those pictures were horrible. And I remember going on a ziplining adventure, and it was like, you're not just going ziplining, but it's like an obstacle course. You're having to walk across like ropes and ladders, like a million feet in the air. And I'm not scared of heights at all, but I remember just feeling so overweight, like weak. Like I was scared because I literally thought like I was going to break something. Like it was horrible. So with that, and then my sister being diagnosed, I finally took some action and started Weight Watchers. So that is actually what helped me lose my weight, which was Weight Watchers. But now looking back, I know that was not healthy. It got me to a better place with food. I was making better choices, but I guess my portions were better. But I was eating literally Lean Cuisines and Smart Ones, Lean Pockets, and 100-calorie packs, which I will not put any of those things in my body now. And you'll hear that in a bit. But that got me counting points because I couldn't count points. I didn't understand the points of like real food. And so I would only basically eat things that had points on the freaking package, which is disgusting to me now. I can't even do it. I can't even think about it. It's gross. And sorry, I hope nobody eats those. But so by 2010, things are like on the upswing. I'm like closer to goal. I'm getting to goal, and I'm losing it at a normal rate. So thankfully, I didn't lose 60 pounds overnight. It happened over a year. So by 2010, I'm starting to add working out in again because I forgot. I ran a marathon in 2000 also at 21. And then I stopped running altogether. Well, I ran, I think the next year, maybe a half, and then I stopped running altogether. And then the divorce happened, and then I stopped working out altogether, and remember all the drinking and the relationships. And then, so now I'm on an upswing again. Here's a good season that I'm quote unquote healthy, losing weight, finally going to the gym, find Turbo Kick and fall in love. It's like basically the only class I would go to. I was going to Women's Workout World in Tinley Park, if anybody's from the area. And I loved it, and it was my favorite class ever. By end of 2010, I think is when I got P90X and Shakeology, which is a funny part of this whole story of where I am today, because I actually signed up for as a coach back then. I don't even really recall it. I was that person that just went online and signed up because I wanted to save money on Shakeology. And then I had some random person literally emailing me like all the time, and I never responded to her because I was like, who is this chick? I don't know her. I don't want to get on her team. I don't know her. I don't want to go to anything with her. By 2011, I'm going through another breakup, which is one that I thought was going to be something real. actually a really good relationship, but it just wasn't. And by May of 2011, I decide I'm getting out of the suburbs and I'm moving to the city because that's where life is. That's where I'm going to find my man and I'm going to live my life and I'm going to start running marathons again. And I'm in a really good place, actually. Even though the breakup was not a good thing, I'm at that point super optimistic. Life's wonderful. I'm going to move to Chicago, which I did. So I moved to the north side near Wrigley Field, sublet a friend's apartment, and thought maybe I'll just do this for a year, see what it's like, see if I like it. Well, obviously I liked it. I loved it. It was awesome. If you've ever lived in the city, it's like the best thing ever. I do things to get out of my comfort zone. I joined something called Fear Experiment and learned improv. I meet Lindsay, who is my coach. She was not a coach at the time. We met through a mutual friend. She happened to be married to my old neighbor. Long story short, we become this amazing team now. But within that, there is some downside because I gained 25 pounds because new life in the city, going out to new restaurants all the time. I'm going out drinking more because I'm, out meeting new people, which is all a good thing, except for the gaining the weight. Although I was running, I had joined a running group and I met one of my best friends today through that running group. That first year I moved to the city, I ran a half marathon. Actually, I ran a couple half marathons that first 2 years that I was living in the city. One thing that was missing was I didn't have Turbo Kick anymore. There was like one gym. There was a Women's Workout World that was close. But I went once and I just didn't love it. And so I bought Turbo Kick off of Groupon. I would do it at home. I didn't know, it's weird. I go through these, I don't remember things. Or maybe I just didn't want to get back into the whole Beachbody Shakeology thing again, because if I fast forward now, let's fast forward to 2013 when I'm just finishing running a marathon, and I know that I need to start eating better, and my best friend was diagnosed with cancer. So sister's in remission, now best friend is diagnosed with cancer, which hit me harder than even the two of them. How does this happen within 4 years of each other? The two closest people to me, I don't even understand it. Something has to change, for everyone. So I see Lindsay. So if you guys don't know Lindsay Gray is my coach, and she joined as a coach at 25 weeks pregnant and was doing Turbo and sharing all these videos of her doing Turbo at home, 25 weeks pregnant through the end of her pregnancy. And I was like, you're freaking crazy. What are you doing? But then she started posting about these clean eating groups, and Carrie, my best friend, was starting remission actually. So she had been diagnosed, I think it was closer to the end of 2012. So then she had gone through some treatment, and by summer of 2013, she actually is on the same weight loss. She's now on a weight loss journey that I had been through a few years prior, because I'll talk quick, 10 minutes. Because she wants to figure out how to heal her body with food, which is what I want to help everybody do. But so I start learning about eating clean, joined Lindsay's 2-week clean eating group, swapped so much shit out of my kitchen that I just couldn't even believe the stuff that I was putting in my body. It's so funny now, the stuff that you learn, you're like, God, why was I doing that? Because I didn't know any better. The best part is my mother had been trying to tell me all of these things for years, because she had been diagnosed with celiac and was going gluten-free and dairy-free for years. And I wouldn't listen to her at all. I had to do it on my own. Lindsay invites me to her, paid challenge group where I have to have a program in Shakeology. And I tell her, no way, not doing Shakeology. I already have Turbo at home. I've got it. Can I just join your group? I just really love the groups. I love the accountability. Thankfully, she let me join, because within that 30 days, I was like, I need to help everybody and their mother. Like, I want everyone to feel the way that I feel. I just feel so much better. I want everyone to be able to like eat this way and be able to work out from home and all of these things. So by November of 2013, I've become a coach, but I'm terrified to talk about products with anyone. Like I won't. I run free groups. At that time, I ran free groups, and that was all I would run. And I would share what I was using, but I wouldn't like talk to anyone about it. So I'm sure everyone has had these feelings, which all new coaches have. And I didn't feel like I had results from a program, which again, I always tell coaches, you don't need results. It's okay. But I know the feeling because that's what I felt. Finally stuck to a program, got T25, which I think had come out within that time frame in 2013. Got results, which were to me crazy because I only lost 1 pound, but I lost 12 inches. Because I didn't really need to lose weight, but I wanted to look better. I wanted to like just feel better about my body, right? And that's what it did. Like I was eating clean. I did end up getting Shakeology, so I did start drinking Shakeology eventually. And I was following T25, 25 minutes. You guys remember I used to go to the gym and wouldn't leave the gym until I burned 1,000 calories? Do you know how long that takes? Like 2 hours or more. Like I was getting results in 25 minutes. I lost 12 inches overall. My before and afters were ridiculous. Like I couldn't even believe that it was 1 pound. So finally by January, I'm like all gung-ho. I can share anything with anybody. February of 2014, 21 Day Fix comes out, right? Boom. Everything's wonderful. Like the business was great in 2014 and 2015. By 2015, probably I rank advanced to diamond, I think. Maybe it was 2014. It had to have been maybe end of 2014. I don't even remember. But one thing I forgot is I got a new job in 2014, like as a director of innovative learning for a school district. So by like end of 2015, I hated the job. And by 2016, I really, really hated the job. I thought that moving my way up from teacher, I was an instructional coach from 2011 to 2014. That wasn't making the change that I wanted to see in education. Moving up the ladder, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're just supposed to go to school, get promotions, keep going to grad school. Oh, I forgot 3 graduate degrees within all that time frame there. Yeah, those were in there somewhere, because the only way to make more money in education is to get grad degrees. And so that's all I did, and it's all I thought that mattered because I was independent, taking care of myself, single, and I just needed more money, which was wonderful. I'm not going to lie. I got to travel a ton. In the last 4 years have been phenomenal. So I've been a coach now for 4 years. I was making a 6-figure salary in my last position in education, but money doesn't bring you happiness. And that's like my story right now. Like it just doesn't. And this business is what brings me happiness. It's what I kept searching for fulfillment in all other places. So in my career, keep trying to work my way up the ladder, in relationships, trying to find a man because I'm going to be happy if I find the right man. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be happy unless I'm happy with myself, unless I am able to love myself. No one's ever going to love me, and I can't love anyone else unless you love yourself first. So now it's 2017, September. I quit my job in June and I moved to Denver. I visited here about a year ago and I fell in love. I literally feel like God brought me here. I just felt, this is where I get teary. Literally when I came here, I just feel alive. If you've ever never felt that, I mean, hopefully you felt it in your own home. But I literally just feel myself. This is such an active, healthy, freaking state and city. It's ridiculous. And just my ability to just be myself. I've reconnected with some awesome friends, oddly enough, who we have so much in common. And no, I did not replace my income. And I don't share that a lot, and I probably just should because I don't care. But I'm happier than I ever have been because I'm able to do what I truly love, and that is to help women love themselves through eating well, through moving their bodies, and through getting their mindset in the right place. Their life will always have the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs, and I'm not saying that I still don't have downs because honestly, to be honest, this week has been a funk. So thank you for this call because sharing all of this like gets me so excited because it's like, God, you forget like what you've gone through and like where you've come from many times, and you're just like focused in the moment, which isn't always a bad thing, but you always need to remember that life's always going to have shit. Shit's always going to get thrown at you. But as long as you can be in the right mindset, and yes, that everything happens for a reason is a good thing, even in the bad times, because that's what's going to see you through, and that's what's going to just make you a better person every day. So in this business, to end this, because we've got 2 minutes, in this business, there are going to be ups and downs. There's been many ups and downs. I'm unfortunately currently in a down. Last month was the first month I didn't hit Success Club in 4 years. And it was a fucking punch to the gut, excuse my language again. But it fired me up, and it's firing my team up, and we're just so excited to continue to help people. So if you're in a funk, in a blow right now, just know that there's a mountain coming. There's a high, and it's worth it. This business is worth it, so don't give up. And that's it. I hope you guys
Love it.
do it all. It's
Thank
crazy.
you. Thank you so much for sharing and being so authentic with your story, because that's, I mean, all of our whys. We want to have a community of women that will be there for one another and are reaching towards the same goal. And this is a huge platform for you, on top of giving you healthy tools to help you feel your body, the way you're supposed to treat it as the temple of your being, so you can go out there and be strong and help others. So I really appreciate you, Amanda. You're awesome.
Thank you.
No, I don't think we have time for questions, but if you do have any questions, you can always ask her, send her a message, and I'm really excited, to help or host your call next week.
Yay.
Get another dose of Amanda.
Hey, I love it. Thanks so much for the
All
opportunity.
right, loves.
All right.
Adios. And then she'll have the recording too, right? Oh yeah, you got a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Bye, babes.
I will send you the recording.
Okay, excellent.
Bye.
Bye.